Just got back from the fabricating shop. I dropped the straight pipe off there for the 966, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna crimp it down to the size of the manifold on the 966, and that's how they're gonna do it. I originally said, can you weld it? And he was like, it'd probably be better to crimp it, and I was like, you do whatever you gotta do. So there she is. I'm gonna put the exhaust back on her and fire it up, let her run for a little bit, charge the battery. 2 weeks, he said it'll probably take, because they're busy. They're a pretty busy shop, and I'm not in a rush, but they're gonna crimp it down, and then we'll be able to actually clamp it on the manifold properly. And yes, I'm drinking Starbucks. Currently, this is the hole, and I actually had to do a little bit of work to make this hole a little bigger. It looks awful. Because the straight pipe I bought, I'm an idiot, and I measured the manifold wrong. The pipe itself fits through the hole, but it flanges at the bottom, and it does not fit through the hole. So what I have to end up doing is taking this whole side panel off to put the exhaust on every time. And then, so I'll take the panel off, slide the exhaust over the manifold, and then I have to put the panel over top the exhaust and slip it in. And it's really difficult because this panel is flared. It goes up under here, and then there's a couple bolts there. So it's an absolute pain. So I can't just I can't just take the clamp off and pop the exhaust and put the new one on. So that's why I took it to the shop. I said, can you make it smaller so it'll fit the manifold on here? And then I can actually unbolt and unclamp and take it off, put it on, do whatever I want to do. The big reason I want to do this is because come springtime, there's a fun tractor drive that I've been on a few times. I took the case on it the first year. The year I actually got the tractor, and before I did any work to it, and it was a fun trip. Looking back, I'm really surprised that this tractor survived that trip, because it's like a 30-mile tractor drive, and it was also like 10-15 miles to the place that I was going, and I drove it there instead of, I didn't haul it because I didn't have a trailer to haul it on. So I drove 40 some miles that day on this tractor. And it survived, thankfully. But anyway, I want to take the 966 there. And I was going to take it this past spring, but it had its fuel issues like the day before the tractor drive, so I couldn't take it. Anyway, it is a tight running tractor now. Steering wheel's tight, the front end is tight, the engine's tight. I think we fixed all the problems on it, hopefully. So I want to get the chrome pipe fitted on there properly, and we'll be ready for the tractor drive. That'll be fun. Currently waiting on parts for this tractor. So I ordered a new light assembly because that one's busted out. I ordered mirrors. Finally, we're gonna have some mirrors on this tractor, which will be nice. I ordered a new fuel filter and air filter, change them yearly. There's some fan work to do to get the fan working again on this thing. And Eli and I, we want to tear out the headliner and redo the sound system in here and try to get the AC and everything working. That way we can actually have a working tractor cab, because throughout the summer, we would just run with all the doors and windows open because the AC don't work. And only one speaker in there works, and it's very crackly, and it'd be nice to have Bluetooth so I don't have to wear AirPods when I'm running this tractor. Ordered my fluid for my planetaries and my diff. We'll change that stuff. That has not been changed to my knowledge ever. It might, but to my knowledge, that stuff has not been changed ever. So that is priority number one, is get that fluid changed, because I do not want to have diff planetary problems with this tractor. Also, that tire looks a little low. That's another thing. These tires are cracked out, and they're, well, that's why. Look, Goodyear. This was leaking pretty bad. Honestly, I don't know if it was this one or this one, but I believe it was this one. It was definitely this one, at least, because fluid was coming out of here. And this one might have been good, and this was just leaking on this one, but I replaced both while I was at it. It was $12 for the new stuff. I'm pretty sure it was just a bad O-ring on here. But I just went to the hydraulic shop, got new couplers, and for $12. So fix that leak, because that was leaking really bad. That's the puddle from the leak right there. And then we got this leak. This freaking loader cylinder is the loader cylinder we fixed last winter, a year ago at this time, and it's leaking again. So I'm just gonna hope that it's needs resealed, and I'll just take it to the hydraulic shop and have them reseal it. If not, then we gotta get a new loader cylinder. If you haven't noticed, pretty much all of our equipment is project equipment, and that's how it is with a lot of farms, but we do not have the cash flow to buy new equipment, so we run old equipment. I like to take care of our equipment, and I don't want to just beat it. You know, I don't like temporary fixes, so I'm the kind of person that, you know, I'm gonna try to dive into it, and Eli too. We're gonna dive into it, and we're gonna fix it right. So like this tractor, I don't know if I have pictures of it, but it's a decent looking tractor, but just something as simple as polishing it and waxing it, and even just washing the tractor makes it look so much better. I mean, that paint is shiny, and the fenders are shiny, and the cab is clean, and the new pipe looks straight. It's just simple things like that. I even put tire shine on the tires, which, you know, that might be stupid, but it's just little things like that. I try to take care of the equipment, and like those hydraulic couplers over there, it was, pretty sure it was just an O-ring, but it was $12 to replace both of them, so I just replaced both of them while I was at it. I had it torn apart. I'm just going to do the whole thing while I'm at it. So 966, kind of the same way. It's been a project tractor. That's kind of just how those things are. You know, when you buy a tractor, that first year, you're going to work the kinks out of it. So, and I hope we got the kinks worked out of it. And the case, I mean, that tractor is the roughest looking tractor we have, but it is the best running tractor we have. And, you know, we've had it for a couple of years. We worked the kinks out of it. And we spent all of last winter fixing a lot of the problems on it. So it was our best running tractor this year. Didn't have a single problem with it. The only problem I had with it was that O-ring failed on the oil filter, and that was after hay season. Change the oil, new filter, new ring. We're good to go. So I'll make a video on replacing parts on this tractor. That's about the extent of tractor fixing right now. The baler is at the dealership getting inspected. There's a mower guy that's going to do an inspection on the disc line. So hopefully that'll be here soon. Let's see, what else? Probably replace a couple tines on the rake, some tines and stuff on the tedder, and we just got to figure out that tedder wobble that it has. Other than that, that's about it. We do have a lot of projects, though, other stuff to do. We got a bunch of firewood to bring in. I got to use this thing. As you can see, I was using it to bring firewood in. There's lots of firewood over there. I got a nasty ditch to fill in the one hayfield. So we got some topsoil and fill dirt we'll do with that. Clean out the steer barn here at some point. You know, it's a farm. You check one thing off and 6 more things appear. Well, it's pretty nippy this morning, at least for me. I think it's about 20 degrees right now. Froze overnight, got a little bit of snow on the ground. I don't know if you can see. Well, I'm gonna head up into the woods and get some firewood because I've been waiting for it to freeze so I can head up in there and not make a muddy mess. This pile's gotta get spread sometime though. Yeah, we gotta spread this. It's on our list of things to buy. Is just a small little manure spreader. I'm talking just like a tiny little single axle one, just because that pile is a couple years worth of manure. So we don't create a whole lot of manure, but it'd be nice to have a small little spreader to spread stuff, you know, on the hay fields in the winter. It would help because nitrogen prices are through the roof, and we have the nitrogen sitting there.